loved this fragrance at first sight, like at first whiff. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nina. Today, we're going to be talking about a fragrance that I'm kind of really excited to show you guys. This brings back all these like old memories. And this fragrance is actually old. Well, arguably old. Before I show you guys this fragrance, we're going to talk about the fragrance. We're going to talk about the notes. We're going to talk about the main accords. We're gonna go through the whole enchilada before I actually reveal this fragrance. The first time I purchased this fragrance had to be in about 2009 at Burlington Coat Factory. The second I smelled this fragrance, I knew this was gonna be my fragrance for a little bit. I actually wore this fragrance for probably 2 consecutive years. Arguably, this fragrance has to be one of the best female fragrances at this price point to hit the market. Like I said, that's arguably, but in my opinion, I feel like that. Now, the main accords are sweet, white floral, caramel, fruity, vanilla, citrus, woody, lactonic, powdery, and amber. Does that ring a bell to anyone on here? To give you guys a little background, I am 36. So if you think about a fragrance that I launched in 2008 and the first time I tried it was 2009, this is probably going to be a hard one. This is actually a very popular fragrance. A lot of people know about this fragrance. I guess some people would arguably say that this is childish or too fruity, but it certainly isn't. This is a floral fruity fragrance, and it's definitely a floral fruity gourmand. And like I said before, it was launched in 2008. A 1.7 ounce retails for $85, and the top notes are wild berries, mandarin orange. The middle notes are gardenia, honeysuckle, and jasmine. Base notes are caramel, praline, vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. Now, for all of you guys that have watched my videos and know me, know that I love a gourmand fragrance. But I don't normally talk about a gourmand fragrance that has fruity notes in it, which makes this fragrance extra unique in my book. Most gourmand fragrances really have like vanillas and like caramels and, you know, like those like vanilla, you know, all those kind of like gourmand fragrant like scents. This one's a little bit different. And in terms of gourmand, you don't normally hear gardenia and honeysuckle. You may see jasmine, but you don't really hear of gardenia and honeysuckle. So that in and of itself is actually pretty unique. But this has sandalwood in it. You know, that's one of my favorite fragrance notes. Jasmine's one of my favorite fragrance notes, and caramel and vanilla. I love that. And of course the ylang-ylang, but it's not in here. So these are kind of like my go-to fragrance notes. And most fragrances, I know if they have those particular notes, those are fragrances that I'm likely gonna like. This particular fragrance, at the time of purchasing this, I had no clue what I liked as far as fragrance. This is probably my second fragrance that I've ever purchased. Second fragrance that I ever had. My first fragrance was Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, and my dad bought that for my 14th birthday. And that was a fragrance that I wore for 2 consecutive years as well. And what I didn't know, it was a toilette, and of course toilettes don't last that long, but that one did actually. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue actually does last long. But this one, I tried, and I loved this fragrance at first sight, like at first whiff. Every time I have worn this fragrance, I've got lots of compliments. I've actually been in an elevator in New York City and had people ask me like, oh my gosh, what do you have on? I used to wear this to drop my daughter off at daycare. Her teacher even kept asking me, what do you have on? You smell so good. I ended up getting her this fragrance for Christmas, simply because I knew that she really enjoyed this fragrance. And I mean, of course, it would be perfect to buy her that fragrance considering that's something she enjoyed. Interesting enough, I don't think anyone's gonna actually think of this fragrance because it's still very popular, but it kind of flies over the radar. And I think this generation coming up, this might be one of their first fragrances. I'm not sure, but this is definitely a fragrance that you could wear young, old. It doesn't matter who you are. It just smells very luxurious. And it actually lasts very long. The longevity of this fragrance at this price point is actually insane. This fragrance has projection for one, and it lasts, I would say, only about 8 hours, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Now, for an $85 price point, 6 to 8 hours is, I mean, a no-brainer. You could always bring a purse size and just extra spray if you was out longer than that. I'm gonna show you guys what it is finally. Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture. First of all, let's talk about the bottle. I mean, who doesn't like a pink bow? Let's give the pink bow a moment of silence. This bow is gorgeous. I actually really love this bottle. It kind of reminds me of like a bottle that you'd get in like Dubai, like this part, and it's just it's a simple bottle, but yet very nice. You know, this is very pretty to have on your vanity. It also has these little charms on it, which is really cute. You don't really see this on any fragrances. It kind of makes Viva La Juicy fragrances very unique for them. But on a whole, this fragrance is, I would have to say this is probably one of my favorite fragrances.
Another one.
And I know I say that often, but this is one of my test and tries. It smells really great on me. We're gonna spray this and we're gonna go back over these notes now. So I think when you first smell this fragrance, you think of sweet, fruity, vanilla, and lactonic, and amber. Yeah. Those are like the main accords that pop out at me. What was interesting is I never realized that the top note was wildberry, but I definitely do smell wildberry in this fragrance. But it was just not something that I would have ever thought of because you don't really think of wild berries in fragrances very often, especially if you're not so much of a super sweet person other than like gourmands. You don't really see wild berry in a lot of fragrances. Mandarin orange, I definitely smell like a peep of that. Wild berry, mandarin orange, that's not something I would have thought to put together. But anyways, middle notes, gardenia. You definitely smell gardenia, honeysuckle, and jasmine. Those are actually very strong in this fragrance, which is very interesting because I never realized it had honeysuckle. I knew it had jasmine and I knew it had gardenia, but honeysuckle wasn't something I was thinking of either. Base notes, caramel, praline, vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. I think this is kind of almost the core of this fragrance. Like those notes are between fruity, caramel, praline, vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. Those are literally the base of this fragrance. It's like fruity, gourmand, and floral, but you don't smell so much floral, but you definitely smell the fruity and the gourmand. It's really a delightful fragrance. This is really a fragrance that I almost feel like everybody needs to have in their collection. You may not wear it all the time, although I feel like because you don't smell a whole lot of people wearing this now, it is definitely a great fragrance to put on because you're not gonna see or smell everyone but this fragrance. But it is definitely an oldie but goodie. And I'm saying oldie but goodie because it's 2008. But I mean, there's lots of fragrances that are much older than this fragrance. Depending on your age range, that might be kind of offensive. So don't be offended. I'm just talking about my favorite fragrance. Sorry. Damn! Yeah, I know you guys can't get COVID via YouTube, but I don't have it. Just want you guys to know that. It's been my allergies. I live in Dallas, Texas, and if you know anything about Texas and allergies, it doesn't matter what time of year of it. One thing that you should know when you move to Dallas, Texas, stay on Allegra. Okay, Allegra is your best friend, or Singular, or whatever it is that you guys do. Just do it, because your allergies are gonna be like horrid in Dallas, Texas. Anyways, that's my review. I hope you guys like this. If you like my content, again, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll definitely be coming soon with a new video. Bye bye for now.